Back. Okay, we're back with Craig Floyd, and Craig was just reviewing a couple of events they've got going on. We just tweeted the March 13th event out there, and we'll get the April 24th event out there as soon as I just get a few minutes here, Craig. Here is a more somber part of the program out here, but one of the reasons why, quite frankly, you do all these events. All right, to really support the fallen and their families, and maybe even some prevention in the midst of all this, bringing out awareness. So why don't you get into some of the realities here? What happened during the month of February?
Well, February, relatively speaking, I suppose you could say it was a relatively good month when it came to law enforcement safety. Unfortunately, though, that still means we lost 9 law enforcement professionals across this country during the month of February. We're now up to 24 law enforcement fatalities nationwide through the current date. That compared to last year at the same time, we lost 38 officers. So some good news to report here, Joe. Again, relatively speaking, yeah. 24 officers killed this year is certainly the bad news part of the story. But the good news part is that that's 37% less than the same time last year. When you look at firearms-related fatalities, one of the real trouble spots of late, 3 years in a row, we've seen a dramatic rise in the number of officers killed by gunfire. This year, that number is 9. Last year at the same time, it was 16. So that's a 44% decrease in the number of officers killed by firearms this year already. Traffic-related deaths, we've lost 8 officers in traffic-related incidents this year compared to 13 at the same time last year, and that's a 38% decrease. So we're seeing declines in law enforcement fatalities compared to the prior year across the board. And hopefully that good trend will continue. We always like to put some faces on the names and numbers of officers killed in the line of duty. I know that's one of your mantras that you've impressed upon me and all of our listeners. I did want to go through the list of officers killed in the month of February.
Please do.
Vince Bann Jr. From Alliance, Ohio, a police officer there, died actually from a heart attack while on duty back in February 2nd. Stephen Green from Mobile, Alabama, a police officer there back on February 3rd, stabbed to death while handling the custody of a suspect. Almondo Greer Travis, he was a sergeant with the Detroit, Michigan Police Department. On February 5th, he collapsed and died while on duty. Don Williams from Dale County, Alabama Sheriff's Office, a reserve deputy, back on February 8th, died in an automobile crash, and he was driving his patrol vehicle at that time. David White, Clay County, Florida Sheriff's Office, a detective there back on February 16th, shot and killed while investigating a suspected meth lab. We're getting more information on that case. Michael May from Monongalia County, West Virginia Sheriff's Office, a sergeant there. February 18th, he died when his patrol vehicle was struck by a hit-and-run driver who was evading police. Tony Radulesco from the state of Washington, he was a member of the state patrol there, a state trooper in Washington. February 23rd, shot and killed while conducting a traffic stop. And he was just 44 years of age. Zane Perry, he was from Monticello, Georgia Police Department. On February 25th, suffered a fatal heart attack while on patrol. And Preston Ross Jr. from Chicago, Illinois Police Department. On February 25th, he also suffered a fatal heart attack, and we're getting more information on that case. Interestingly, Joe, this month anyway, we had several officers who died from heart attacks. That is a cause of death that is included on our memorial. We have more than 800 officers on the National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial who have died of heart attacks due to the stressful incidents that they had to perform as part of their job. That may include struggling with a resisting felon, a high-speed chase, a response to a traffic accident that involves serious injury or death. All of these stressful moments in an officer's normal routine can in fact cause death through heart attacks, and we certainly honor those officers when that happens.
Craig, we certainly thank you coming onto the program and certainly reviewing the officers and some of the background information along with that. And as you know, I couldn't say enough about what these different law enforcement personnel should be getting. Stress tests and time out for physical fitness and things of that nature certainly go hand in hand with a job that is just laden with stress. Not to mention their own home, family situations, the economy, and everything else that's going on, piling on top of them. So no wonder it's affecting this group of individuals as well. All right. Other than that, we look forward to seeing you next month, and we are going to retweet the second one here, the honor at Castle Gala. That should be a great event, and we look forward to hearing from you next month as well.
Good. I appreciate it, Joe. And by the way, of course, National Police Week is coming up very quickly, May 13th through the 19th. We'll have our candlelight vigil, as we always do here in Washington at the Memorial, on the evening of May 13th. That's a Sunday this year. And on that evening, we'll be honoring 162 officers who died in the line of duty in 2011, and all of their names will be formally dedicated on the National Memorial at our Candlelight Vigil on May 13th. So I hope people can join us here, and if you can't, we're going to have a live stream of the event on the internet, and next month I'll have more information about how people can go to our website at lawmemorial.org to sign up for that live streaming.
Thanks. Appreciate it, Craig, and good information. I wasn't sure on the date of it, but now I am. All right. Thanks again. Appreciate it, and we'll see you next month.
Always a pleasure. Thanks, Joe.
You're welcome. All right, everybody. That was Craig Floyd. And